Officials are warning of a maritime hazard off the southeastern U.S. coast, a Russian spy ship. CNN's Brian Todd is here with details. Brian, this Russian vessel, what, it poses a threat?
It does, Wolf. You know, normally this ship, the Viktor Leonov, menaces America's east coast with its spying operations. Tonight, it's not only doing that, but U.S. officials say it's putting other vessels in danger as well. It's known for playing Hunt for Red October-style games with the U.S. Navy. But tonight, according to U.S. officials, the Russian spy ship, the Viktor Leonov, is sailing recklessly right off America's shores. Two U.S. officials telling CNN the Leonov has been operating off the coasts of South Carolina and Florida in a, quote, unsafe manner, not using its lights in low-visibility weather, not responding to signals from commercial ships, which are trying to avoid colliding with it.
It's absolutely purposeful. First of all, this is an intelligence ship, so it's not going to disclose its point of location to anybody. They like to be able to intimidate people and bully them, and this is another way of doing that.
The U.S. Coast Guard says the Leonov is making other erratic movements and tonight warns other ships to maintain a sharp lookout for the Russian spy ship. The Leonov has been prowling around America's east coast for more than 4 years, near some key U.S. Navy installations. Cape Canaveral, which handles underwater operations. Kings Bay, Georgia, home to nuclear missile submarines. Norfolk, the world's largest naval complex. And New London, Connecticut, another major submarine base. Experts say those U.S. bases offer a treasure trove of possible intelligence for Vladimir Putin's Navy.
They'd be looking for the schedule of ships entering and leaving the port. They'd be trying to monitor as much of their communications as is possible. They would also be trying to monitor underwater developments if they can track submarines.
Experts say Russian vessels have even been spying on undersea internet cables.
And the reason why they want the map is so that in future conflicts or crises, they actually have the opportunity, if they can, to attack it, destroy it, or otherwise tamper it.
But despite the dazzling unveilings of hypersonic missiles and other weapons, Putin's military hasn't been hitting on all cylinders recently. Its only aircraft carrier, the Admiral Kuznetsov, caught fire last week during repairs at an Arctic Sea port. In August, during what U.S. officials believe was the testing of a secret nuclear-powered missile, a mysterious explosion occurred, killing 5. This summer, a fire aboard a Russian submersible killed 14 crew members. Tragic examples, analysts say, of the Russian president overextending his military.
There are certain parts of their military that are very formidable, but they push the entire military as much as they can, and so those parts that might be weaker or older might be more subject to accidents and mishaps.
Analysts say that despite the recklessness, the accidents, all the setbacks, we should not expect any of this to deter Vladimir Putin from pursuing his grand strategy, not only of projecting Russian military power across the globe, but also of signaling his American and NATO adversaries not to mess around with his turf, those naval bases in the Baltic and Black Seas, in the Pacific and Arctic Oceans that the Russians value so much. Wolf?
And yet, Brian, U.S. forces seem to be messing with Putin's turf somewhat tonight.
That's right, Wolf. There is an American guided missile destroyer, the USS Ross, that has docked in a Romanian port in the Black Sea in recent days. That is sure to get Putin's blood boiling because he considers the Black Sea, as experts say, a Russian lake. Experts say the Russians have boosted their military presence in that area, and the Russians are almost certainly shadowing that American warship tonight.